Hey guys, welcome to tonight's American Idol chat. It's still the first half of the top 24.
Well, it's episode 12.
That's right. This time it's duets. Let's duet.
It's also eliminations.
Uh-oh.
So we have some Idol alums coming back, some winners, some not winners. They're singing with the future idols. It's going to be all-star duets.
All right, couple of general blanket statements here. Blanket statements. I felt like most of the time the songs were like, let me regroup. They were like, what song is gonna make this American Idol alum sound amazing?
Right.
And who can we just throw in there and maybe they'll do a good job?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
That's what it seemed like to me. Also, I feel like overall, most of them really struggled to stand out.
They rode the struggle bus. It's tough. I mean, these people have been performing for years.
They got this crap down pat.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, a lot of these Idol contestants this year are like teenagers.
Yeah.
Like 15, 16.
Just little babies.
It's tough. They're at the beginning of their career and they're up against somebody polished and they haven't even like made it to the final 10 yet. And they're already doing duets. That's crazy.
Also, all the songs pretty much were either an actual song from the alum or something that the alum performed when they were on the show. So like they had that crap down. Then they had to jump in there and be like,
I don't know if I like this new format. I'm thinking I don't because it's like, I think performing with a polished person, you should have gone through your journey already and are
so you got a little bit
par
behind you.
Yeah, it should be a reward. It shouldn't just be like, all right, sing with this person now for ratings.
That being said, it was still fun to see them come back.
Was.
Okay, so first up we have Emily Brooke and Lauren Elena.
She told her, you know what? Maybe you should try falling down the stairs. It worked for me.
All right, so this is obviously a country duo, so they sang Flat on the Floor, Fall Down the Stairs, Flat on the Floor, by Carrie Underwood.
Well, it was better than her song the night before, so...
Yeah, she struggled last night. Tonight she was a little bit better, but I feel like she really...
She's not polished. She doesn't have that confidence. Her voice is still immature.
It was tough with her going up next to Lauren Elena, because she just demolished this song.
Yeah. All right, well, what did you think about Thomas Stringfellow and Nick Fradiani?
This is one of those situations again where I feel like they picked a song for the Idol and then the contestant was just like, what do I do now?
Yeah, because these two were not a great
They
matchup.
They weren't gelling.
Nick Fradiani said, you know what? Sing in the mirror to man in the mirror.
You just said Mira.
Mirror.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm from Queens.
I'm trying to be your American Idol mentor here.
My elocution mentor.
Oh. The rain in Spain. Okay, so, yeah, Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson, and we know that Nick tore this up last season. I feel like this arrangement was not good for Thomas Stringfellow.
I think if he would have stayed true to himself, it would have looked like a freaking train wreck, but he
blended in too much.
Yeah.
Blended in too much.
He lost his personality.
He lost his spatial.
Yeah.
Next up, Stephanie Negrete and Ruben Studdard.
He told her, hey, baby, just let it go. Just be in the moment. Have fun.
Yeah. Because she's been struggling with connecting with the audience, and he's trying to help her with that. And I gotta say, Ruben has not been on the scene much, since forever.
Yeah.
But he sounds so good.
He really did. I didn't appreciate him on his season like I do now. They did Superstar by the Carpenters.
Love that song.
She kind of ruined it.
She started off really rocky. She was very pitchy in the beginning, but I feel like she kind of got more into it.
I think
they sounded good together.
He tried to make her feel comfortable, and she was getting into it towards the end, but the beginning, wasn't good. Well, Sonica Vade and Caleb Johnson were matched up for the next one.
When I heard these two were singing together, I was just like, what the what?
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. All right, so they did Adele's Skyfall.
Uh-huh.
He told her, be believable.
Okay. I'll just do that.
I thought this was actually a really good matchup.
It was good. This was the first duet of the night where I was actually like, you know what? This actually works. It sounds like they're actually singing together. It's a real duet. And I thought she really held her own with him.
She did.
She brought something different to it because, you know, he's all like rock and roll, blah, blah, blah.
Right. She was nervous, but it worked.
Yeah, you could tell she was nervous up there, but she sounded great.
All right, Jenna Renee and Scotty McCreery.
I'm a hugger.
Turn the lights down low. All right, he said, you know what? Just be you. Be true to yourself.
Be you while you're singing my song.
Exactly. They did See You Tonight, which is his song that I guess he wrote for his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Because he wanted to sing her
his
tonight.
lady.
His lady. So, this performance was very distracting.
They were both like all over, like bouncing everywhere. Like you could tell they were having fun though, so that was nice.
It was just a little bit too much visually. They really needed to rein that in, but I guess it was a good job. I mean,
I thought she sounded pretty good, but
Jenna Renee has a great voice. She's strong. But
I don't know if this was the right song for her.
she's over the top performer, and it takes away from her abilities, I think.
All right, next up,
The dream matchup:
I
LaPortia
love
Renee
this.
and Fantasia.
woo! So they have similar backgrounds, and it was very emotional during their video
Yeah.
package. I got a little teary-eyed.
I
was
really
was a lot.
love the two of them together exchanging.
I want to see
notes
like a
and-
reality show with the two of them.
How
Can they
cool
get
would
an
that
apartment
be?
together or something?
The only other better matchup I would think would be LaPortia Renee and Jennifer Hudson. That would be
amazing.
like my dream matchup. If LaPortia were to win and they have Jay Hudson come back on the show and the two of them sing a duet, or maybe even with Fantasia, a trio.
Give us the trio!
Oh my god, that would be like the Holy Trinity right
Yeah.
there.
Well, they sang Summertime by Ella Fitzgerald, and this was amazing.
It was Fantasia-tastic. It was a real wow.
This was like two equals singing together.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. I loved it.
It was a real duet. Let's duet.
I just feel like LaPortia she's like on a totally different level.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
She's ready. All right, Mackenzie Borg and Lauren Elena. Oh my god. This was awkward as hell.
She was all over him.
Calm
Whoa.
down your hormones, girl.
Whoa, girl. And he was just like,
He didn't know what to do with himself. They did I Hope You Dance, you know, that old middle school chorus song,
I sang that in chorus.
This was a total mismatch.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, there were a couple of those throughout the night, but unlike most of those situations, I feel like he handled it really well.
Yeah.
He still made it his own. He didn't, you know, go up in flames.
It didn't really blend all that well.
No,
but
because she was singing like,
okay.
"Oh, up here," and he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It almost worked in a weird way. I don't know.
Kind of. Gianna Isabella and Nick Fradiani.
All right.
She was kind of crushing on him, I think.
She was like extremely goofy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a side of her that we haven't really seen so far, so that was fun.
Well, he told her to have fun.
Well, she
So,
listened.
she did.
She listened.
They did Beautiful Life, which was, I guess, his
His
song.
like winter song
Right.
last season.
Yeah, I like that they did the winter songs because I think that was fun. That you know,
nice.
yeah. She was kind of uncomfortable.
You could kind of read it on her face.
Yeah.
But I thought she sounded great.
She did sound great.
I wish we would have heard a little bit more from her. I feel like she didn't get to sing enough during this, you know?
Yeah.
A lot
yeah.
of it was with the background singers and stuff. I would have liked to have heard her.
I think she kind
on her
of
own a
messed
little
up
more.
the stage directions there
Did she?
too. Like she was supposed to go and cross over in front of him, and he was like,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. But I thought overall, it
was
really
good.
showed
It was
off
okay.
her vocal ability
Yeah.
still.
the next one, Avalon Young and Ruben Studdard. This was another one of my favorites.
This was
of
a
the night.
top performance of the night.
Flying Without
definitely up
Wings,
there.
which was his winter song.
Ruben Studdard. Yep.
I thought this was it was just great. They just did a great job. They were very comfortable together. She's always comfortable when she sings. It seems like she always puts the crowd at ease.
She's so laid back that I forget how powerful of a singer she
Yeah.
is. When she got to that one part in the song when she was just like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
oh,
really
snap. Like, she was really, really good.
Yeah.
And they sounded great together. I want like a duet album of just these two.
I have a new respect for Ruben. I think he was just great tonight.
They were definitely one of the best performances of the night.
And by the way, doesn't she remind you of Will Huser from Big Brother, but like a female dark-haired version?
Yes,
In a
but I
good
feel
way?
like that's a really obscure
No.
thing.
Leave it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. No, but I totally agree, yes.
All right. So James the Eighth and Caleb Johnson. I thought that this was going to be a really high-power, great matchup. He told him, "Make that guitar your bitch."
Basically
and
what
he
he
did.
said.
And he did. They did.
There's no doubting, like, James the Eighth is amazing on the guitar.
Yeah.
But the vocals, I'm not sure are up to that same standard.
They did an old Rolling Stones cover of "Gimme Shelter," and he really got outshadowed by Caleb.
He did.
The guitar playing was great though, but the singing not so much.
It just kind of showed that, you know, his vocals aren't
Yeah.
at the same level.
All right. Well, Genevieve Rose Mitchell and Scotty McCreery,
Oh boy.
two country singers.
This was a lot.
They sang "Gone," Montgomery Gentry. First of all, this was not a great song choice.
This was the first time we got to see Genevieve without any musical instruments.
Right. I thought it sounded great.
It sounded okay.
Visually weird.
Yeah, I have to agree with
She made the best of it though.
Keith Urban. It was a little bit bizarre to watch.
A little bit. The judges were really tough on this critique.
I
too.
think she got screwed over with this song choice, to be honest. This was
Wait.
not her
Yeah.
usual style.
Yeah. What can you say?
Yeah.
All right, Jordan Sasser and Fantasia rounded out the grouping here, and
Two
she
big
said,
voices.
"Don't take your eyes off the crowd."
That's important on a
It
show
is
like
very,
this.
very important, and I find like that he just kind of goes into himself, and he does not really engage the crowd, and I
not
think that
working on
turns a lot of people off.
Yeah, so they were singing Fantasia's song. I believe it's a huge
Yes.
song.
And it was kind of a mess.
I feel like it's the same thing that happened with him last night. I mean, he's got that powerful voice. He can pull it off, but it's just too much
Too
all
much.
at once.
He didn't rein it in. He tried to upstage her. He got all nervous when his ears went out. It was just...
It was like he threw everything out there and was like, what's going to stick?
He went all in, yeah, and...
Which is a shame because I feel like
Yeah.
he's super talented. He just needs to edit a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he was eliminated.
He was.
Along with Stephanie Negrete, Emily Brooke. We're just laughing because of the
Yeah.
pronunciation.
This whole time we thought it was Negretti.
Right. Jenna Renee and James the Eighth.
Yeah.
I would have to agree pretty much with all of those
Pretty much,
eliminations
yeah.
out of that grouping.
I think tonight, in a way, was almost kind of a throwaway because it seemed like for most of the decisions, they were kind of looking back to yesterday's performances.
Yeah.
And today was kind of like more for fun, I think.
Well, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it weighed into the decision a little bit, but it seemed like they were really going back to last night's performances.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm really looking forward to the next 12 performing, or the final 12
it's going to be a
performing.
tough group.
It is going to be a tough group, and they're going to have some really great duets on the second night of the
excited.
next week's shows, too. So leave it in the comments what you guys thought of tonight's episode.
Who'd you
and
love
the
tonight?
eliminations.
And what do you think of the eliminations?
And until next time,
Much love.
Edit.